Selling anything on eBay, but specifically sports cards, requires a certain skill level and ability to communicate with the buyer so that they understand what they are getting and have the correct expectations for the product. What I've noticed is many eBay AI descriptions fail to reach their full potential and take longer than if you were to just have one pre-made, which is what I'm going to be sharing with you all today. We're going to take a look at a couple AI descriptions, see how they fail to adequately reach the audience, and then how we, as sellers, can improve on them and make our descriptions pack a punch. What you'll notice when you start to look at these eBay AI created descriptions is that most of the information they give is either unnecessary, repetitive, or irrelevant when you're looking at it from the buyer's perspective. What a buyer wants is the condition of the card, they want to understand any flaws associated with it, and just why they would want to own the card, irrelevant of any features that are obviously on the card, such as its numbering and the set it's from, because we already have that information from the title of the listing. So here, for this first one, we have up for sale is whatever. It's like they're advertising me the card I already clicked on. I already clicked on it, which means you don't need to sell it to me again. I've already bought into the card. I need to know more about the card, not the same information I already have. It further goes on to talk about the set it's from, which is the Elite Series insert set, and the numbering, which when a buyer is talking about numbering, they're talking about serially numbered, which it talks about later when it says 17 of 49, which happens to be Waddle's jersey number, but they don't actually really discuss about that. That would be a main selling point of the card, which just completely isn't mentioned by the AI because the AI doesn't know that. It then goes into discussing that the card was autographed, and then it, like I said, the serially numbered part, and it talks about how that is very important for the collector, which any collector would already know that, and that's probably the reason they clicked on the listing in the first place. They don't need to be told that again. We have the rarity and appeal, all this stuff, manufactured by Panini. We know that already. Most football cards are made by Panini. A lot of cards are made by Panini. There's only a couple main manufacturers, and they're like obviously listed on the card. That's not something that needs to be in the description. Talks about a gift, personal collection. Doesn't matter what the person is going to use it for. They already clicked on it. They are probably interested in it, and they just want actual relevant information, which this description does not give them, and it's what we're about to get into right now. I don't have that Jalen Waddle card, so I'm not going to write a description for that. But on screen, you see one of my eBay listings. I thought this one would be a good one because it does have some damage on it that I wanted to explicitly note. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that description and why I think it is better. First off, it's just a couple sentences. It's not a long paragraph. This is very easy to read. It takes less than 5 seconds. This gives all the information to the buyer that they want. It shows that it may have some minor damage that's not really worth explicitly noting, but it is in overall good condition. And then, obviously, the shipping practice, which I use, which is different for every type of card. This is specifically for the $20 and under eBay standard envelope. And then I explicitly noted the major point of damage at the bottom so that the buyer would be very aware of it and could look at it in the pictures, things like that. It covers me, and it makes the buyer more happy that they know what they're going to receive. On screen, I have a couple of general templates that I use for all different kinds of items. There are the jerseys and things at the bottom because I do sell things like that as well. We're not going to focus on that today, but we are going to talk about each individual card listing and how you can use those and slightly modify them to fit your specific needs. This one's specifically for the sports cards under $20. It shows how they're all shipped penny sleeves, top loaded, and in the PWE, which is what the eBay standard envelope is. There's nothing flashy. There's nothing crazy that goes on. There's no sales tactics. It's just very specifically says, it might have some damage, things like that. The only things that you'll need to change is a card-by-card basis is when you look at them, do they have any excessive damage that isn't necessarily normal or standard? And you just put that right at the bottom of the listing description. This one's for cards over $20. The only real change is that the cards now ship in a bubble mailer, which is the last sentence of the description. And again, the only thing that you'll have to change is any other damage that you need to note. This description for card lots is by far the longest one of the three. It's just because you want to note that you're not going to show the damage for every specific card, and you're probably just going to take a picture of the cards in the lot as a whole and not hone in on any damage on the card in particularly, which is why it shows that they may have more excessive damage. It again shows the shipping details, how that'll work, That last sentence I will normally cut out and just not include. It's just there because I wrote it a long time ago and felt like leaving it in just so that you would see what it looked like originally. I know when I'm shopping on eBay and I see a description that I can tell someone actually puts a little bit of time into to give the seller, me, a better experience and make it a more clear buying process. I appreciate that, and I'm more likely to buy someone that would do that than someone that's just going to have AI take 3 seconds and write a description that is utter nonsense. I hope you can take some of this advice and apply it to your eBay sales and maybe see a little bit better feedback going forward. That's about it for eBay descriptions, though. This is a bit of a new style of video for me, different kind of editing, all that type of stuff. So if you do enjoy it, I have a lot of other ideas similar to this that I can make videos about. If you do, leave it in the comments below, like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for anything I could change or add or other video ideas I can do, again, I'm more than open to hearing them. And I appreciate you all for sticking around until the end.